I retired from the military and became a middle school teacher, but on the first day of school I was pranked by my students. My lightning-fast reaction left the students waiting to laugh completely stunned, but what they didn't know was that I had served in the Navy SEALs and survived real bullets and real war. I simply grew tired of the cruelty of the battlefield, so I chose to return to my hometown. Then I casually walked to the podium and wrote my name and phone number on the board. But then my phone suddenly rang in my pocket. A familiar voice came through the line. I turned and saw those mischievous faces trying not to laugh, and I felt helpless. I knew that with these troublemakers, traditional lectures would never work, so I decided to teach them in my own way. Then I took a rubber band from the supply box and randomly picked up a piece of chalk. The students who were proud a moment ago instantly panicked. I stood under my umbrella watching them with satisfaction, but the students were unconvinced and secretly discussed ways to get me fired. The next day the classroom was strangely quiet. The students acted more restrained, but their eyes were still full of disdain. So to get them to listen, I told them they could smoke in class, and that if they answered 3 of my questions correctly, I'd let them leave early. Then I told a student to take out a pack of cigarettes and asked them what chemicals cigarettes were made of. John was lucky enough to answer everything right and left the room smugly while everyone else envied him. The rest of the students instantly got excited. Everyone raised their hands at once, and I used the chance to teach them real knowledge. And gradually they started to enjoy my class, but the peace didn't last long. I was told that 5 students were facing expulsion for fighting, so I rushed to the scene and found my class fighting with the honor class. I quickly forced them apart and asked them why they were fighting. At that moment, I wasn't a soldier who only knew force, but a teacher who wanted to make them better. And the students finally understood my point. To fully understand Tony's situation, I decided to visit his home. In a rundown public housing unit, I met Tony's grandmother, but during our conversation, I learned Tony had been missing for days. And Emma told me that Tony often worked as a helper at a boxing gym. So after the visit, I immediately went to the gym his grandmother mentioned. But when they saw how gentle I looked, they didn't take me seriously and arrogantly told me to leave. But then a familiar cry for help came from the lockers. Tony was inside and scared so badly he wet himself. So the fight between me and them was about to erupt.